So we just did highlights, opening, intro, womp, and talk over fade. Now we're going to do these three, and we're going to use a different piece of music. So let's go back over here, and we've opened up Audition. And this time we're going to choose, we'll keep the highlights, even though we might not use it. And number 2, number 3, and we're going to do the brass music intro. Drag everything over, just the same thing. And then I'll expand this, and we're going to click multi-track, and we're going to say tutorial 2, okay, and we'll hit OK. And now, boom, we've got everything over here. So let's do opening, talk over fade. Okay, so first of all, we're going to want our music. Let's put the music right here. And then, since it's, once again, let me show you, it's opening, talk over fade. There's no highlights and there's no intro. There's no highlights, no intro. It's opening, talk over fade. So that means we just want our regular episode. So here's our regular episode, okay? So once again, you can see that the music is pretty long. Let's go ahead and listen to the music a little bit and figure out how we want to use this, okay? Okay. I think this is a good part to start. Okay, yeah. So I think I'm going to start it right about here. So we're going to have this nice soft beginning. Let's go back. Little funky brass there. Tut, 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 tut.
Hi, thanks for checking out my podcast tutorial.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good play. You can start wherever you want.
Hi, thanks for checking out my podcast.
So now what do we need to do? We need to adjust the volume on the music track, right? So once again, what do? This yellow line, that's the volume line. Click. We get a dot. Click again. Get another dot. Now we can take this dot down. Let's see what happens.
Hi, thanks for checking out my podcast tutorial.
Even a little bit more might be okay.
Hi, thanks for checking out my podcast tutorial. My name is Mike. In this tutorial, we're going to learn
So I can let this run all the way out.
how I edit my podcasts, and we're going to start with la-di-da-di-da.
I'll just say something here, and the music's going to fade out nicely over behind my voice, okay? Or I can fade it out faster if I wanted to. And once again, we've got this anchor point here, so I can drop it a little bit. I can drop it a little bit more, and then over here I can just bottom out. So let's listen to that.
Hi, thanks for checking out my podcast tutorial. My name is Mike. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how I edit
that sounds
my
nice.
podcasts, and we're going to start with
And the music is gone.
la-di-da-di-da.
And there you go. And then, of course, obviously your podcast is going to continue on. So this is a really easy method. And once again, this is simply the music and then the talk over fade. That's the music, talk over fade, right? Now, let's do opening, intro, womp, and talk over fade. Okay, so the talk over fade, we got that. Now we need the opening music, and the intro. Let's drag our intro, standard for every episode, right? So now we got a little bit more space, talking going on. So I think starting in the same place is good. Let's go back here.
Welcome to an intro-outro-bed.com podcast tutorial.
Ooh, yeah, I wish I could tighten that up just a little. Let's see what we got here. Zoom in, slide over a bit. Bring this anchor point here. Bring that down there. And then I'm going to make this anchor point, and I'm going to bring it back up to 0. Bring this back up to 0. There we go. Let's see what we got here.
Welcome to an introoutrobed.com podcast tutorial.
Yeah, that sounded good.
Hi, thanks for checking out my podcast.
Okay, and I think that fade out was a little bit too fast, so let's go zoom in here again, grab an anchor point right there, bring it up, and the idea here with these is you just want to smoothen it out a little bit, and then we can zero out. Let's go back here.
Hi,
bring this back over.
Hi, thanks for checking out my podcast tutorial. My name is Mike. In this tutorial, we're going to learn
maybe even still a little bit too much, so let's keep the volume a little bit higher.
Hi, thanks for checking out my podcast tutorial. My name is Mike. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how I edit.
Yeah, I think that's good. So, as you can see, you can really play with the volume. You can kind of do whatever you want with the music, but the important thing is you want to make sure that your voice is definitely louder and clearly heard over the music. You can do so many, it's not even, but it sounds good. See how it's like, not straight, but listen.
Welcome to an introoutrobed.com podcast tutorial.
Yeah, that's, I think, perfect timing.
Hi, thanks for checking out my podcast tutorial. My name is Mike.
So it's very flexible. And once again, this is your standard intro, your the opening music. These two, track 1 and track 2 are never going to change. This is the one. So you just simply drop this in every time you make a new episode and boom, you're done. It's very, very simple, okay? So this type, and once again, I called it the opening intro womp timeout or talk over fade. The TO stands for timeout and talk over in radio, so it gets confusing. Now, opening intro quick cut. I don't really have a song with a real quick cut, but I think the brass comes closest. Let's see here. Opening intro quick cut. Let me listen to my music here. Let's go to 0. Audible is really nice because they make it going to 0 really simple. I'm going to be showing you in another video, another program. It doesn't make it as easy.
In this tutorial, we're going to learn.
Okay, so that's kind of I would actually like a bigger bump, something like that. That would be a perfect quick out. And then all you do, so here's our quick out. So this is something TJ can make for you. She can make this song. She can, if you give her your audio file, she can include your standard intro. If you don't know about editing, and then all you need to do is play this music, and as soon as the music ends, just put in your audio. Okay, so watch this. It's a little bit long on this one once again, but that's okay. So let's listen here. Let me get this back to 0. Make sure, whoops, don't want to move it. There we go. Put that to 0. Okay, now we're just going to go, and we'll play the whole thing here. Whoops. There we go. Little funky beginning. Kick in the brass. I like it.
Welcome to an introoutrobed.com podcast tutorial.
Intro's done. Now we're going to, after that womp, after that finish, boom, start. This is called the opening intro quick out.
Hi, thanks for checking out my podcast tutorial. My name is Mike.
So I think for this type of, if you want to go with the opening intro quick out, okay, that abrupt stop and then your podcast, this is already about 26, 27 seconds. That's a little bit long, in my opinion. However, the music is rather enjoyable, so that's actually okay. I think even 15 seconds or 20 seconds is absolutely fine. It depends on how long your standard intro is. My standard intro was very short. It's like 10 seconds to it's about 5 seconds long, okay? And that's a pretty good length, I think, for a standard intro. So this is how you use Adobe Audition, all right? And I showed you 4 different methods to do your intro. We did the highlights, opening, intro, womp, talk over, fade. The opening, talk over, fade. The opening, intro, womp, talk over, fade. And finally, the opening, intro, quick cut, or quick out. So yeah, the music cuts and boom, you drop in your podcast and you're ready to go. So hopefully this was beneficial. Adobe Audition looks complicated because of all of these colors and buttons, and there's all these effects and filters and favorites. There's so many things that you can do. You don't personally, I use a lot of them. However, if your microphone situation is established, if you have good audio, there's really not much you need to do except this stuff, and it's easy. There you go. Thanks, guys.